Well, they say this is the holliest, jolliest time of the year, and for most of us that is true. However, there is one individual for whom, or for who, this is definitely not the case, and that is the Grinch. Some people have played him on film and in animation, but we have the real Grinch with us here in the On The Go studio. What brings you to St. John's?
Usually, it's all the people that are naughty seems to be very populated out here.
You've actually done an inventory on who's naughty?
Usually it's the ones with the kids that are always kicking me or pulling on my hair, so it's very easy to pick them out.
Are you having a good time on this side of the overpass? I'm not sure if you took the sled or if Max is with you. What have you been up to?
Well, I was going to take the sleigh. Trust me, I wanted to. But the snow hasn't really come yet, so I've just kind of been cabbing it right around town.
I don't want you to plug any particular taxi company, but I'm assuming that the drivers must ask you interesting questions, share some of this towny gossip with you.
A lot of them keep asking the same questions if I do enjoy onions or it's a hard time shaving. But I mean, who doesn't love onions?
I'm not quite familiar with the Grinch diet. What kind of fiber do you make sure to stay healthy? Because you seem very trim.
Yes, trim just like a tree. So I do like to eat bark or sometimes paper, whatever comes down the garbage chute.
I don't want to come across as a psychiatric expert, but I do want to ask you this one question about you and Christmas. What happened in your childhood to make you dislike Christmas the way you do?
Well, I don't know if you've seen the films. A lot of people have seen it, but I have some abandonment issues. You know, my mother's just kind of put me away on a stalk.
So you were abandoned?
Yes, but I was adopted by two hideous old ladies.
I see. And what happened?
Well, they love Christmas.
Aha.
And I just hate it. So I had to move out of there when I was like 4.
So I thought in the story that little Cindy Lou, didn't she kind of turn things around for you in a way when you put her to bed and took off with a tree?
She made me have a little glimpse of sadness, and I realized I do have a heart. And maybe, just maybe, a little bit I could change. Only for a little while.
All right, but in terms of the epiphany, I want to ask you a question about cardiac illness. When your heart grows 3 times, the inflammation and the gorging of a heart, does that bring any kind of side effects that are nasty? I know it's always portrayed as a positive thing, but I'm kind of worried that perhaps your circulation could be bad, especially if your heart blows up.
And that is true. And that's why I did visit the cardiology here in town. And they said it was quite abnormal and I need to get in surgery fast.
So if you could change one thing about Christmas, when you take a look at this holiday, which means so much to so many people, has a different meaning for you, what would you change?
I say in light of how the economy is, I think people have to realize that old family traditions and sitting down and eating and sharing that love is what's important.
Very well put. Do you have a particular – I think is it roast beast? And I'm never quite sure what the beast actually is. Now, you mentioned the bark and all that. I'm assuming you got to treat yourself at some point, even if you are a Grinch.
Yes, I do. I usually like to have myself some pizza every now and then.
Pizza?
With pineapple, because I know people hate it so much.
It is an abomination, but I'm glad that you share. At least you're consistent. Whatever you're doing this Christmas, Grinch, I hope it's a good one. Whatever good means to you, I really do wish you a happy or a miserable Christmas, whatever it is that turns your Grinchy crank.
Well, I do enjoy sometimes a hug from a little child that enjoys the Grinch. But most of the time, I do hate kids.
Listen, I don't want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, Crappy Christmas, but it's been a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for giving us some of your time. It's a pleasure having you on the radio and on television.
I'm everywhere.